Hey, Mike Kennedy with you, with the parrots in the background. Uh, well, uh, this guy, pro-life guy, he's in his house at night, wife. He's got 5 or 7 kids, I don't know how many. But the FBI comes in, like a SWAT team with, they got armor on, they got their assault rifles and all of this stuff, and they break into this home and, search it, arrest this guy, carry this guy off in handcuffs. And what's unusual about this is the Justice Department had already looked at this case and said, there's not enough evidence to do anything with this, so we're not going to pursue it. Well, somehow, someone told the FBI to do it anyway. Go and try to arrest this guy. So they have the trial. Biden sends the best of his lawyers, to get this guy. And it goes into the jury room. Hour later, they acquit him on all charges. Just like the Justice Department had said before, there's nothing there. Well, now we've come to this new place where the punishment is the arrest and the investigation. We've seen people say this before. We have FBI informants now talking to Congress all the time. That's what they were doing to Trump. That's what they were doing to this guy. The point is to harass them so badly that they won't do something like this again, even though it's totally baseless, frivolous case without any merit at all. Because they don't care it's like that. They just want to harass a person. This guy's family, the kids are screaming, going, being traumatized by these FBI people. And they wanted it that way. That was the point of going into this guy's house, was to cause emotional harm to him and his family. Now, hopefully, probably it can't be done, but hopefully there'll be a countersuit, and any supervisory people that were involved in this will face prosecution. The FBI obviously has become weaponized, just like the IRS is going to be weaponized with these 87,000 people Biden's putting on solely to attack the middle class and the poor. They're not going after people like Biden. If you think that's what's happening, you have a screw loose. So anyway, the FBI has been weaponized before. In its foundation, it was weaponized. If you read the history of the FBI, you'll read that J. Edgar Hoover kept dirt files on every political person that could possibly oppose him. And finally, every president reappointed him. And finally, Lyndon Johnson appointed him for life, like he was the Pope or something. He's going to be there until he died. And he must have had a lot of dirt on Johnson, a lot of blackmail. And so now we're back to that. The FBI is running for basically as an arm for the Democratic Party. And they're going to attack people who don't belong to the Democratic Party or are doing things that the Democratic Party doesn't like. And I would assume, although maybe I can't prove, but I suspect, we'll say it that way, that Biden is behind it all. Just like Obama was behind what was happening with the IRS back then, investigating Billy Graham's tax records, doing all these sorts of things that were, they even came out with a study afterwards saying that, the IRS was weaponized under Obama. And so now we have Obama Jr., and he's doing the same thing. Why shouldn't he? His protege, his idol, Obama did it. Why can't he do it? And I just think that something has to change here. Everything's starting to become so corrupt, it doesn't function anymore. If you can have a case that's too flimsy for the Justice Department to prosecute, that all of a sudden someone else decides to prosecute, and instead of just serving the guy with paper saying you have to show up with court, sometimes how they turn it into this like SWAT team raid where people could have been shot and killed. What's that about? I mean, it's so over the top. But you see this over and over and over. The liberals can't stand an opposing view. We've gone all through this with this misinformation thing that was, the Twitter, the Hunter Biden hard drive, and all of the stuff is like, no. Now, anytime you see the word misinformation, you got to realize they're not talking about people saying things that are wrong. They're talking about people that say things that don't go along with the people in power's politics. That's all it is. No actual concern for truth at all. An interesting aspect again is here. Okay, we've long had Photoshop, right, where we could alter a photo. And if you were good enough, some people could alter the photo pretty well to deceive a lot of people. So if you wanted to show, Biden on a plane to Epstein's Island with a 12-year-old, that's easy to do in Photoshop. Well, what if you want to do a video of it? Well, now the technology is, and those other things that I just talked about, they can be detected. People that really know about retouching and everything with programs can tell that, and there have even been some programs that help you determine that. So now there's this, they call it deepfake. The idea, it's a video program where you can make substitutions. So in other words, say I have this video clip of someone with a kid and going in a plane to Epstein's Island. Well, with this program, I can substitute in a face. So if I want it to be O'Biden, yeah, O'Biden. Can't believe I said that. If I want it to be O'Biden, you can put that in, and it will do it. Now, usually it does it very poorly, but I'm sure people that are better at it can tweak it until you get to the point where it will fool most people. See, it doesn't have to be that good. Just has to fool the majority of people who don't say like that, have the photography background I would, or the understanding of video and Photoshop and things like that. So there's 700 companies really concerned about this misinformation with these videos. So basically what they're saying is, oh wow, this is great. We have another avenue of censoring people. Anytime a video comes out that we don't like, we'll just say it's misinformation, and we'll get one of our 700 companies to deplatform them, to close their bank accounts, to take away their ability to practice medicine or whatever it is. We'll just have this network, and we'll persecute people through it that disagree with us. And the brain dead population will go along with it because it's misinformation and it's harmful to the very foundations of good morality and democracy. Bull feathers. Bye.